The Acolyte was a complete and total failure for Disney Star Wars. Not only did the vast majority of the audience that actually decided to tune in despise this show, but it also had the worst ratings they've ever seen for any of the Disney Star Wars live action series. So it shouldn't have come as a surprise when Lucasfilm unceremoniously canceled this piece of garbage after only one season. But since that time, we've seen the media, we've seen deranged Disney Star Wars fans, and a handful of the cast and crew from the Acolyte cry out that it's not okay. And once again, somebody is speaking out because they have to. And once again, an actress involved with the Acolyte is decided that she just has to speak out about this. And she's blaming Disney for not calling out the fans. You can see right here, Jodie Turner-Smith speaks out against Disney for not defending the cast of the Acolyte. They've got to stop doing this thing where they don't say anything when people are getting fucking dogpiled on the internet with racism and bullshit. It's just not fair to not say anything. It's really unfair. And of course, I saw places like Culture Crave also tweeting this out. Ironically enough, Culture Crave hiding a bunch of replies to this. And it's not like these replies are, oh, it's just sickening racism. It's just criticism. But this is the reality. These people think that criticism, when it comes to a show with a black character or a female character, they think it's bigotry. They think it's misogyny. They think it's racism if you don't like a show involving black women. You can't piss in a jar and tell us we have to accept it's Granny's peach tea. Jodie Turner-Smith missed the absolute Disney love fest they delivered before, during, and after the Acolyte. Disney literally said you're not a fan if you don't support this. That's not how it works, though. That is a hidden reply on Culture Crave. What about this? Maybe actors should stop doing this thing where they make terrible shows and release diss tracks on the audience. Weird that you'd want to hide that evidence of Amandla Stenberg calling all fans racist. This show is terrible. There's nothing racist about having valid criticisms. Maybe make a show good next time. House of the Dragon, also diverse. Weird that the racist didn't review bomb that one. And Master of the TDS is here as well. This is bullshit. Culture Crave is hiding the most nondescript, non-offensive replies you could possibly imagine. But it all comes back to Jodie Turner-Smith, doesn't it? The person who played, I think Mother Anastasia was the name of her character. You know, the leader of the group of lesbian space witches in The Acolyte. And all you have to do is read this tagline on Glamour magazine. Jodie Turner-Smith, we don't get to fail upward like a lot of white men. These are the type of people that consistently get hired by Disney Lucasfilm. They shit all over the original property, they shit all over men, and then they're surprised when people don't tune in to watch their garbage. If you recall, Jodie Turner-Smith, the same one at Disney Star Wars Celebration, who said this.
So my character, you know, she's a powerful leader. She's a powerful leader. Yes. In a very woman-centered world, which I was very excited to kind of be in that, because I feel like Star Wars is very like patriarchal, so it was kind of cool to have like this sort of woman-centered figure.
And of course, all the SEALs that are looking forward to the Acolyte clap at Disney Star Wars Celebration. But yeah, you know, there's never been any, you know, female leaders in Star Wars. No history of that ever. Have you even watched the fucking movies? Do you even know what you're talking about? This is the same Disney Star Wars Celebration where the cast and crew of the Acolyte made it clear that they had no idea what Star Wars is. They're just happy to be part of a diverse, DEI-centered project. So I guess it shouldn't come as a surprise when Jodie Turner-Smith says things like this. I want to get to the entire quote right here about all of the Star Wars shit. The show was unceremoniously canceled, allegedly due to low ratings. Where did it go? Here it is. Allegedly due to low ratings. But in the weeks leading up to its season finale, the cast faced relentless torrents of racist abuse online from so-called fans who couldn't handle a black actor leading a Star Wars series. Imagine the editorializing that's going on there. Do you think that, I don't know, if it was a Lando Calrissian show, that there would be a bunch of backlash? You know what there would be a bunch of backlash for? If it were bad. If it were dog shit. Was there a lot of backlash towards, I don't know, the depiction of Luke fucking Skywalker in the sequel trilogy? Yeah, guess what? He's a white guy. Weird that there's so much backlash to that. Why is that not classified as racist? Was there a lot of criticism for the way that Obi-Wan Kenobi was handled in the Kenobi series? Yeah, there was a shit ton of criticism surrounding that. But you fucking activist freaks, this is all you can focus it on because this is how you deflect any and all genuine criticism from these shows. In a video posted to her Instagram story, Amandla addressed the cancellation, noting that since the show was announced in 2020, she and the cast have experienced a rampage of hyper-conservative bigotry, vitriol, prejudice, hatred, and hateful language, checking off all of the boxes she's supposed to make sure people pay attention to her. It's an infuriating cycle. Actors of color are cast in Star Wars projects and are immediately made vulnerable to vicious bigotry. John Boyega has been outspoken with his experiences. Yeah, John Boyega had Disney shrink his photo on the China release. Weird, isn't it? Quote, they've got to stop doing this thing where they don't say anything when people are getting fucking dogpiled on the internet with racism and bullshit. Jody says of Disney's lack of response, it's just not fair to not say anything. It's really unfair. It would just be nice if the people that have all the money, whether that be Disney or any other studio, were showing their support and putting their feet down. Say this is unacceptable. You're not a fan if you do this. This is what they did. Disney did this. Lucasfilm did this in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. They tried to pretend like all of the criticism aimed at the Obi-Wan Kenobi series was, it's just racists that don't like Moses Ingram. That backfired in their face because fans saw straight through it. Because fans saw that clearly you're trying to deflect from criticism. Out of millions and millions of people that watch something, are there going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people out there that do something mean and nasty and actually over the line? Of course there are. That's the fucking world. That is the internet. But 99.9% of the people that you want them to say you're not a fan, they just have criticisms of the show. And you activists, you losers, can't handle it. That's the reality. That's the bottom line. And maybe that's why Disney and Lucasfilm, maybe they learned from their mistake in the Kenobi series that when you just label all fans that, it doesn't work out very well for you. Make a really big statement and just see if any money leaves. I bet you it won't, because people of color, and especially black people, make up a very large percentage of buying power. Oh no, is this a parody interview? Is this a parody interview? That must be it. This can't be a reality, this statement you're making here. If this was the case, why didn't this show just do incredible? Why didn't it do amazing? Why didn't it get absolutely renewed for a second season? It's almost like the audience you're pandering to either doesn't exist or didn't show up. I know the reality. The people that you made this for, they did show up in a major way. Unfortunately, that tiny, microscopic, insignificant portion of the fandom is not enough to make this show successful. That's the truth. They might find it's actually more lucrative for them, but everyone's using woke like it's a dirty word. It's because of victims like you, Jodie Turner-Smith. It's because of people like you that the word woke over the past decade or so has changed in its meaning. Because now people like you are looking for inequalities everywhere, inequities everywhere that need to be righted. And you say ridiculous stuff like this and try to blame fans and now blame Disney for your show being a massive fucking failure. The Acolyte was a failure, definitively. There's no getting around that when you look at the numbers, when you look at the ratings, when you look at the drop-off in viewership, when you look at the audience reaction. But the people involved with it, the media, and the deranged Disney Star Wars fans, they don't want to hear anything about that. All they'll do is try to make excuse after excuse after excuse, calling the fans racist and now blaming Disney for not labeling 99.9% of the fan base as racist because they don't like a terribly written and produced show. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comment section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.